It takes a lot of freaking time to not only learn how to be a producer, but how to be a good producer. Hey guys, thank you for clicking on this video. I want to go over some really great tips of whether or not you should be producing your own music, but I thought I'd come outside to do it. Beautiful Canadian summer day here in New Brunswick, so that's just part of the Kennebecasis River. It's beautiful. I'm going to set up my tripod and we're going to get into it. Let's go. So first off, in a world where AI music is prevalent and you could have easily just decided to go that route, I want to applaud you for doing the right thing, for treating your music for two things here. One, like it's an actual business, because it is. The music industry is a thing. And if you ever want to make a living or money from doing this, you have to do it and approach it right. And the AI artist model just doesn't work. And two, from a creativity standpoint, where we serve a great God. I'm in nature right now. This is beautiful. It's just like a reminder of like the saying, touch grass, go touch grass. It kind of recenters you, right? We serve a creative God who is expansive. Our minds cannot comprehend it. So in that sense, you're approaching creating music with the same effort, and that is a wonderful thing. If we're serving a creator God and we're giving him our absolute best, there's no greater fulfillment for us, and there's no greater worship to him. So, I mean, whether you're a Christian or not and you're watching this channel, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. So, producing your own music actually comes with a couple of benefits and some drawbacks. So let's go through the benefits and the drawbacks. We'll start with the benefits first, okay? I think the biggest benefit is the fact that you can sit down and create a song in a day or two and release it within a week or two, and you don't have anybody stopping you. The biggest thing for me is if I want to release a song, if I want to go in and just like even make a cover song for my YouTube channel, my other main channel, I could sit down and I can do that, and I can release it 2 days or a day or whatever, in 2 hours, it doesn't matter. So as a self-producer, you have the autonomy to just go and do the thing if you want to. Another benefit for producing your own music, and the sun just went down, so hey, the sun's back. There we go. So another benefit would be what it does to your mind. It kind of lights a fire in you. So you're listening to maybe your favorite song that you've been a fan of for the last 15, 20 years, and you're starting to hear different elements in the song, which sparks something in you to create, because you start to realize how they did it. Whether it's a filtered EQ on a vocal to give you that phone effect, or maybe it's just a guitar riff and you're like, I know I could sit and I can accomplish that. I can do that. It gives you a little more freedom that way. Another benefit, you could do what I do. You could start working with other artists and seeing them fulfill their dreams through you fulfilling your dream, which is pretty cool. And let me just put a caveat in here real fast. The term producer is kind of a blanket term. So back in the day, there was like engineers, like they were actually wearing lab coats in the studios. It looked like you were a scientist, and you would be engineering and working off of tape. So scientific stuff aside, the word producer carries a lot more hats with it nowadays. Whereas one day you could be actually tracking vocals or guitar for a client. The next day you could be recording the music yourself and sending the soundtrack to somebody else halfway around the world. You could be helping someone with distribution. Sometimes that falls into the category of producer. Now there's just all kinds of things. Whereas back in the day, producer was literally like almost like a director in a sense. And if you couldn't tell, I actually really love producing music. I started producing music about 10 years ago. I was in a Christian rock band before that, and I'm still friends with my old producer, and he actually mixes a lot of my music. I can mix. It's nice to have that second set of ears. So if that's another thing. If you get into producing, maybe get into just producing first and outsource your mixing and mastering. It's something you can learn along the way, but it's better to hear what your production sounds like through a professional mix. That way you see what you're capable of, what you're not capable of. And it's a lot easier on your mind. And you can get critique from your mix engineer too, if you have one. And you can find them on Fiverr and stuff like that. That's fine. Or I can mix too, I'm just saying. So I think the biggest benefit for producing your own music would be full creative freedom, right? You get to sit down, and if you don't like that guitar part, you can replace it with a trumpet if you want, right? Like you can just sit and you can play, and you can just see what works for the song. You want to serve the song. And I'm always saying this. I work with a lot of young people in music, and I'm like, you want to serve the song. You don't want the song to serve you. Meaning that if you're overplaying on an instrument, and this would be your job as a producer, if someone's doing this, you could step in and say, hey, let's try it this way instead, if you're working one-on-one with an artist. But you could say, like, I want to swap that guitar part out, and you can, because you're the producer. You can do whatever you want. Let me just add this in before I forget. I am a Christian music producer and videographer. So if you're actually looking to up your game and you want to get some help, there's two things you can do. You can either subscribe, or you can actually work with me directly, and you can reach out to me and we can produce a song together or create a video together. Because putting out art in the world is important. Putting out great art is high standard. That's what we're aiming for here. So far for the benefits, what have we learned? We've learned a lot of autonomy, a lot of creative freedom. It's a lot of pressure until you get to that point, okay? So here's the thing. Let's talk about some of the drawbacks. So kind of on the opposite scale. So the full autonomy thing can be your downfall at times. You can have so many ideas and you become overwhelmed. You can open up Native Instruments library and you're toggling through 10,000 different sounds, and it's been 3 hours and you haven't even laid down the track yet. So that can happen, and that happened to me in my early years, and it's a lot of wasted time, but you actually kind of need it to get to the next level where you're professional releasing things or charging people for these things. Another drawback would be how much time it takes. It takes a lot of freaking time to not only learn how to be a producer, but how to be a good producer. Whether you're working with a client in your studio or just recording yourself, knowing that vocal take I just recorded isn't gonna cut it. In the final mix, when all of the EQs and compressors and the reverbs and delays and all these tape saturation things, plugins are on your track, it's gonna enhance the problems. It's not going to fix them. There's a great saying by Joe Gilder, he's on YouTube here. It's get it right at the source. And it's so true. If you're recording guitar and you missed a note and you're like, I could probably just duck that in later in the mix, just go back and re-record it. It's gonna cause you a lot of headache if you don't. Chances are you're gonna forget about it. It's gonna end up at the final mix and you're just going to be so used to it, you're gonna live with it. And everyone else who's listening to your song has to put up with it, and they're gonna think that you're an amateur. So let's not do that. Another drawback, which can sometimes be a blessing, is the imposter syndrome that comes with producing your own music. And any producers, if you are going through this, put it in the comments below, like, hey, I hear you, I feel you when it comes to imposter syndrome. I've been doing this for 10 years. I not only have songs on the radio, but I have songs charting, my own music, charting on Christian radio across Canada, like hitting actual legit big charts, and songs I've produced. But that wasn't happening on day one. It's taken me a long time to get to that point. And along the way, imposter syndrome will peek its head. If you guys know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is, basically it's thinking that you know more about something than you actually do. It's not knowing what you don't know, okay? So let's say that you're just getting into music production and you figured out how to tune a vocal. And all of a sudden you think that you know how to tune every vocal, and every take you're going to do from now on is going to be so professional. You just don't know all the nuances of like sibilants and plosives and things like that could wreck a vocal, right? Like there's just like, you don't know what you don't know. And there's a lot more to it than that, even harsh frequencies when you're mixing. But even after 10 years, like I was literally listening to a few of my mixes I did. I was listening to it yesterday thinking like, oh, I could have done better here. I could have done better here. Even with me hitting the charts, not only as a producer, but as an artist, I think I shouldn't be here. I'm faking it. Like everyone's going to find out eventually that I'm not legitimate, that I've been faking it this whole time. And I think that as humans, we actually deal with this a lot. Even the most confident person in the room, you would be surprised how unconfident they are if you dug down deep enough. So just keep that in mind. Know that imposter syndrome is actually kind of good for you to give you some strength to push through if you're willing to push through. But also realize that imposter syndrome is probably always going to be there anyway. So just ignore it and kick it out of the room if you can. I would love to know what you guys think about this. If you have any more questions, just put them in the comments below. If you guys want a free artist release checklist, I've put it in the description below. If you're an artist, like a self-producer like I am, and I work with other artists too, but it'll help you. It'll walk you through all of the steps and what not to do as well. So tell me, what's been your biggest hurdle in this production game, whether you've started or not? Are you nervous about starting? Have you overanalyzed things and you've watched tons of YouTube videos and talked to ChatGPT about it for 3 years and you still haven't pulled the trigger? What is it? Tell me, are you interested in producing? And do you know what? Producing's not for everybody. and it's okay. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Share it with a friend. God bless.